All right. All right. So, welcome, dear community. It's Katarina here with you. We are on the day 2 of Atlantean Secrets, unveiling the keys to shaping our reality. And if you were here yesterday, we dove into a bigger context of why it's important for us to remember our ancient past, why it can be so empowering, why it can give us courage to move forward, give us also optimism slash objectivism of really seeing our contribution in the time of great awakening and the great transformation. And you know what's so funny? Speaking about vibration, I have a gardener in the backyard who is making all this noise. Let me know, can you hear the noise? Because I'm getting self-conscious a little bit of this noise. You can't. Yes, thank you. Okay, now I'm going to this is my test of practicing my vibration and focus while the noise is happening on the background. Yeah, the gardener is right there. Okay, I'm so glad you can only hear me. So let's go into this second secret to shaping our reality, which is all about our energy, our vibration, our frequency. And I wanted to tell you a story of the level of mastery of this principle that was developed in Atlantis was truly remarkable. This is a comedy show. Truly remarkable. I'm laughing at the sounds in the background, and I'm talking about vibration. Because if I go back to the very end of Atlantean civilization, that ended very dramatically. And I will tell you the full story during this event. But there was one moment where Thoth, our great teacher, Thoth, the teacher of humanity, he was given an assignment to carry out the Atlantean flame that represented the consciousness of Atlantis, to carry it out to a different land, to the desert, to the land of Cam, which was pre-ancient Egyptian. And he was given an assignment to carry out that flame to the land of Cam. And when Thoth came to that land, it was a very, very beginning of civilization in emerald tablets. Thoth writes that he goes to the land of barbarians. So you can say where their consciousness was, right? Probably not as highly developed. And when he came to Egypt, he directed his staff and pointed his staff, directing a vibration, right? And he was speaking to the people of the land of Cam, calming their fears, so they're not as frightened, but he was able to kind of freeze the situation with the vibration of his staff. Maybe it was Caduceus, because he's known for Caduceus' staff. But that scene and the story of how when Atlantis was going down and the flame of Atlantis was being transferred to the ancient Egypt, it was through the power of vibration that Thoth established his authority and communicating telepathically to the people, saying, there is nothing to fear. I came with peace, and I actually came to turn this tribal society in one of the most advanced civilizations. This is the power of vibration, right? This is how advanced they had an understanding of vibration. Now, before I go any further, I wanted to also share with you a little bit about the golden age of Atlantis. And we received this information through channeled text, a variety of channeled text, including Helena Blavatsky, who was the mother of New Thought movement, New Age movement, and many other brilliant psychics and mediums, as well as directly accessing Akashic records. So in the golden age of Atlantis, everyone was guided and instructed to choose a vocation, to choose a particular calling based on their natural talents. An entire society was divided into several parts, let's say. There was a group of people who were naturally inclined towards everything scientific and technological. And their natural talents were recognized from early childhood, and they were assigned mentors and teachers to help them cultivate those talents. Then another group was all about spirituality, right? All about temple and ritual and magic. And their gifts were recognized by the ability of tap into their clairvoyant abilities. And they were assigned mentors and teachers. And there was another group that I love talking about them. It was a group of beings who had an artistic eye, who had an eye for beauty. And imagine they were given their unique place in the society because a lot of them would cultivate gardens. So when we look into the structure of Atlantean society, they highly valued beauty. They would plant gardens, they would have harmonious colors because they knew beauty cultivates expansion of consciousness. Beauty opens up our senses, and once our senses are open, we're naturally connected to the higher realms. So I just wanted to add that because it's such a unique, the way how society was set up, that every person was encouraged to pursue their natural inclinations and to build their life work based on that. And also what was deeply encouraged was the path of mastery. So once you choose your vocation, your calling, you begin to develop yourself and devote yourself to that particular path to become the very, very best that you can be, to actualize your potential, to contribute to society with your talents and gifts. Now, how does it relate to the topic of vibration? Because when we do what we love, we naturally emanate highest vibration. We naturally access flow. In the recent 5 or 6 or 7 years, the topic of flow became very popular in entrepreneurial circles, in leadership circles, and visionary circles. People have become more curious. How do I activate flow? Here's the key, is by doing what you deeply love and developing your craft, your unique ability with devotion, with right attitude, because when you do that, you naturally begin to vibrate that energy that is attractive to others. So you naturally begin to magnetize synchronicity and the right opportunities for yourself because you emanate that passion, the passion of your soul. Do you relate to this? Have you found this to be true for you? When you do something that you love, your vibration naturally rises and your field of magnetism begins to expand. Another way to say it, is you activate this compass of joy. When I read Mayan teachings, and Mayans were also descendants of Atlantean civilizations, Mayan teachings will tell you, follow what brings you joy. Choose the way of the heart. Why? Because joy is one of the highest vibration. It naturally puts you into the path of synchronicity, into the path where your true allies will recognize you by your vibration. I'm going to check Facebook. Hello, Facebook. How are you doing over there? No noise. Thank you so much for letting me know. I was a little bit concerned about the noise, but it looks like they are disappearing and going over there. Okay, I'm back here. Doing what you love, bringing your best attitude to the task will ensure that you are in alignment with the field, with the web of life, right? Now, let's also talk about vibration in a bigger context. So let's do this experiment together. So put your hands like this, with the palms up, and simply shift all your energy into the palms of your hand. And begin to notice the buzzing. This is your energy. This is vibration. This is who we really are. We are vibrational beings. It only appears that we are a body, a human. We actually trillions of cells moving in space, supported and held by the web of life. So if we are a vibration, if we are made of information, now I'm going to bring a little element of quantum physics that tells us the entire universe is made of information that is constantly spinning. We are made of units of information that it's spinning. And that means that we can truly shape our reality by shaping our vibration. And at first, if we don't have much practice with this topic, it will feel like it takes a tremendous amount of discipline. But once we begin to realize the impact our vibration has on every part of our life, our discipline becomes bliss-discipline. We begin to enjoy the process of cultivating that awareness. What energy am I putting into the field? Because everything I put into the field comes back to me like a boomerang. Do you still feel the vibration on your hands? I still feel. I'm looking at them and I feel I can almost perceive the waves of energy in my hands. It's really, really cool. They're almost done. That I love the gardeners that is supporting me and my home. Let's see, my dear ones, where else I would like to guide us today. A practical reminder, 2 things to shift our vibration and to shift what happened next. Who knows the work of Richard Rudd, who brought to us evolutionary wisdom of the gene keys? It's a trick question because my community on Facebook, we are all big fans of the gene keys and Richard Rudd's work. Right? He's amazing. So in one of his talks, he said, the first key to magic is to remember this vibrational principle of the universe. And it goes like this. Your attitude determines what happens next. Your attitude determines what happens next. So to change our vibration in any situation, only 2 steps required. You know, sometimes we go through something that takes us off balance, knocks us down, or maybe something that's happening in the collective when we're highly sensitive beings and we feel that. So to change our vibration, the very first thing is to change our attitude. And how do we change our attitude? By opening our eyes to seeing the same situation with a new perspective. And that's the alchemy. right? That's the alchemy. So it reminds me the work of my beloved teacher, Byron Katie, who went through this incredible experience that she calls awakening to reality. And her entire process, her entire set of teachings is based on 4 questions that you ask every time you encounter a stressful thought. And the whole approach is to know that we always have the power to shift our attitude and to see the situation in a new light. And the essence of that is every time that I am in resistance with what is, I create suffering for myself. And the moment I open my heart, shift my attitude to what's unfolding, I begin to receive the blessings, and the gifts of the situation. So, this tool and this approach of changing our attitude from resistance to curiosity never, ever failed me. No matter if I am in airport and my flights are delayed and I am tired and I have all the reasons to complain and have kind of a low attitude, I remember the principle of magic. My attitude determines what happens next. If I am in resistance, if I am in contracted vibration, what I'm going to experience next is a chain of negative synchronicities. One moment. But if I catch myself, I'm about to spin downwards, and I can remind myself my attitude determines what happens next. I take my vibrational power back, and I choose to open my heart to this eternal sacred now. If you already mastered this, amazing. I am still in practice. Every day gives me opportunities to practice this a little bit more, a little bit deeper. So then the low vibration that was cultivated in Atlantis. The low vibration is one of the 7 universal laws. And the low vibration says that nothing is static. Everything is in motion. Nothing stays the same, which is really, really beautiful and empowering for the times that we have right now, where things are shifting on a daily basis, where we're being asked to be more flexible, more trusting, more connected to our inner stability, and knowing that our circumstances and our situation can shift really, really fast. We can trust the law of vibration, that our reality is a mirror of our dominant vibration. So I became curious about this, and with my conversation with my guides, I've been recently connecting deeper with Sirians and Arcturians. Arcturians, they are known as spiritual elders of the universe, overseers of spiritual development. Sirians, they're also quite ancient guides. They are teachers of flow, teachers of vibration. So I was in conversation with them and I said, guides, beloved guides, what is the most powerful vibrational state that I can cultivate on a daily basis that can bring harmony, it can bring balance, not only to my own life, but to entire neighborhood that I'm around of? And they gave me a very simple exercise. They said, sit every day and enter a vibration of complete well-being. How would it feel in your body, in your emotions, in your mind, in your soul, if you were sitting in this energy bubble of complete well-being? And I offer that to you today this practical exercise that is so simple. It's so simple that it's easy not to do it. And if you practice this complete well-being, inviting your body consciousness to swim in the vibration of complete well-being, no matter what happens on the outside, you begin to shape, shift, and shape your reality. One example I wanted to share with you, it was around 5 years ago, where I didn't have much support in my business. I was a solopreneur. I'm still solopreneur, but I have a supportive team. But when I didn't have a team and I felt really just burdened by so many responsibilities and so much I was holding, and I was calling in support. And I remember I went to the beach and I was standing on the beach with my feet barefoot on the sand. And I said, Spirit guides, show me how I can open myself up to support. And I heard the voice, enter the frequency of being deeply supported. You can never manifest what you are not able to experience within. Tapping into vibrational secrets of the universe. So I stood there and I entered that vibrational reality. How would it feel in my body, knowing that I am not alone in this business of mine, but I have support now? How would it feel now? This is magic, my dear friends. It takes discipline, it takes focus, it takes practice. And remember from the session number 1, our reality is a mirror of our state of mind. I will add another piece. Our reality is a mirror of our dominant vibration. So I hope today's session gave you encouragement to align to your true calling in life, because when you love what you do, when you truly do what you love, what you're born to do, you are connected to inexhaustible source of passion. You are connected to doing something that time disappears when you do what you love. If you have found it, take it to the ultimate level of mastery, because only then you can create something of dazzling beauty in your life. If you haven't found it yet, never stop searching for it. Do everything in your power to align to your true calling and to rise in your creative gifts so entire society can benefit from your contribution. I deeply believe in that. Remember, high vibration is by being in your joy, practicing well-being, and joy can be accessed in any moment. I deeply believe in that. You know, happiness is fleeting. Happiness can depend on something external. We had a huge revenue increase this month. We are blissfully happy. We met the love of our life. We're blissfully happy. We went on vacation. We are happy. But you know what's deeper than happiness? Is sustainable joy. That peaceful celebration of the ordinary life, exactly as it is, independent of the circumstances. And joy, remember on the vibrational scale that David Hawkins gave us? What a contribution to society is his work, Power versus Force. If you look at joy, it rates at 560, I believe. Next one is peace, and then after that is enlightenment. So joy, how do we enter into joy? Especially at the time where the world is going through such extreme pressure. The pressure that it looks like a birth into the new consciousness, a birth of the new world. If you and I lose our joy, we lost our power. Truly, to embody this mystery teachings is to become a mystic. And what is that mystical consciousness? Mystic has a capacity to hold both. deep empathy, where you look at what's happening in the world and your heart is breaking, and deep, profound, liberated joy because you know who you are and you know the temporary experience of this Maya, Leela, dream, divine play. I believe this is the power of coming back to these sacred teachings that empower us to remember that we do shape our personal reality. And once we shape that, our impact and our contribution goes bigger than our personal reality. It goes so much bigger. 2 ways to shift vibration. I mentioned that, right? To wrap it up, 2 ways to shift our vibration. The way that I have found it. There is so many other ways. You can go into the grass, ground, you can shake your booty, you can get into ecstatic primal expression, you can do somatics, you can have incredible sensual experiences. All of that will shift your vibration into open receptivity to life. But for the sake of simplicity, if I say, what do I want you to take away from this session? I'd love for you to remember the law of magic. Our attitude determines what happens next. If I'm able to maintain a sense of awe, if I'm able to maintain that sense of wonder, then I continue to be surprised by what life unfolds next. If I bring contraction, disappointment, if I bring, the energy that is not of the open heart space vibration, I will trigger a chain of events that's called negative synchronicity. I will be a match to a chain of events that will match my vibration. This is how powerful we are. And it's time to really embody that and live in that place. So shifting your attitude, and then the second one is shifting your consciousness. How do we shift our consciousness in the moment? A very simple technique. By remembering that you are not a single wave, you are a whole ocean. Enlightenment is a realization that instead of thinking of yourself as a wave, you are the entire ocean. You go quantum. You say, oh my gosh, I got lost in the character. I got lost in the movie. I became too dense. And when I become so dense and I think I am only the body, only this character, only person in this movie, that's a frightening place to be. Let me wake up to my witness consciousness and remember that I am an ocean. This is my personal favorite technique. How do I fully participate in this game, adventure, experience of life while remembering that I am an ocean of consciousness here for the joy of experience? Atlantean teachings offer us such deep wisdom, such invitation to mastery, such invitation to cultivate beauty, such invitation to really choose what are we here going to dedicate ourselves to choose our sacred work, and then to become so devoted to it that it becomes an art. To me, this is the essence of this wisdom. And on this note, I'm going to keep this session short and brief. I hope it inspired you to remember that you can always choose your vibration. And by doing so, you choose what happens next. Until tomorrow, thank you so much. Maybe I'll have a couple of minutes to look at your comments and see if you have any questions. Hello, Facebook. How are you? Low vibration. It's so good. All right, divine souls. Totally inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll send an email reminder, maybe. But you can use the same link to join Zoom sessions. Thank you very much. Until tomorrow, where we talk about the power of spiritual will to shape our reality, the unity of heart and mind. If you'd like to connect with my work outside of this transmission series, I cultivate a beautiful spiritual community called Wisdom Collective. And our next live wisdom circle is next Wednesday. So if you'd like to learn about that, you can simply visit my website, KatarinaSatori.com, and look on the programs. Until tomorrow, be well.